Kemba Walker, step back, Walker, cardiac Kemba does it again.
Ubilis, 7 seconds to go. Three-pointer.
Oh! Huggins! Double order!
Again, comes down to fundamental.
Oh! My goodness! Sorrenti hit that one from the parking lot.
Watford for the win.
Yes! Yes!
Trip to the Sweet 16. Kaner's got it. Rises up. The shot.
And it's good! It's good! From the corner! And it's over! Gonzaga! The flipper still fits! Ha ha! College basketball!
Welcome. We are live for going over tomorrow. Just took an L on that Penn State game. Overall, not too hot of a day. I mean, started 0-2 with Littlecock and Rutgers, and then rattled off 4 in a row. I was like, all right, Montana State's cooking. They're up 20. They should be fine. Sam Houston was back and forth with them, and then both just shit the bed. And then Penn State icing on top. So, yeah, 4-2 to 4 and 5. If San Diego can somehow pull off a fucking cover here in the final 12 minutes, that would be about a wash of a day.
They're up 7 right now, so that could be possible. I was like you though with start out 0-3. I started out with Littlecock, Chattanooga, and Rutgers. Started out 0-3. Kind of dug myself out of a hole with the IUND play. I played it. I was glad I did. Even though Hufford didn't come. Didn't go to the game, but Oregon, Eastern Kentucky, Marshall, a couple sweats, but then I lost on Monmouth, Hofstra, hit Towson -4, La Tech, easy sweat, thank you, or sweat free, thank you. I did play North Dakota State, so that was a pretty easy sweat free, but then Sam Houston State let me down.
Yeah.
So right now, sitting at 7-7, I'm pinning UC Riverside -2.5. Probably, 8-7 would probably be within those amount of plays. I would probably basically kill the juice pretty much. So I'd probably be even.
Yeah.
But I did hit Notre Dame live plus 333 with a boost. So
nice.
I'll be up on the day just because of that. So.
Clark's gonna be sweating out Riverside with it in the end the night here too.
Yep, they're up 3 right now. 11 minutes left, so
they can do it. Plenty of time. Yeah, dude, that Pacific read for me was spot on. They're up 4 with 3 minutes left. I just never fired it.
I know you should have fired.
I don't know why I didn't. That was terrible. But yeah, Eastern Kentucky, Marshall, La Tech, and Michigan State. Marshall and Kentucky. Shout out those kids for making both their free throws at the end. That was massively clutch. La Tech and Michigan State were just blowout easy winners. Never a sweat. So, yeah, we'll bounce back tomorrow. Tomorrow's MAAC. We got two Big Ten games.
10 a.m. game. Always love it.
Yeah, man.
Always love a good 10 a.m. game.
And it's my Merrimack boy. So I guess we'll hop right into that. We got Merrimack heads to Sacred Heart.
Yep. Before that, I just want to give a shout out to freaking Queens, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Going on the road, 15-point dogs and beating Lipscomb outright. That was a crazy play.
Yeah. Yeah, that was shout out Queens, man. They did the damn thing. They almost blew it, but they pulled it off late. So shout out them.
I know.
That was a huge win.
But yes, let's get into it. Sorry, I had to shout that out because that was a 15-point dog winning outright on the road against the preseason number 1 in Lipscomb and the ASUN.
Yep, they get the Gatorade dump for the night, that's for sure. Maybe Pacific will sneak in there too if they can hold off the last 2 minutes here. We'll see what happens. But
yeah, they were 15.5-point dogs. So
16.5 last night.
16.5 last night.
Pissed I didn't fire. Fucking pissed. It was spot on. They're feisty on the road. They suck at home, but when they go on the road with actual people in the stands, they show up. So
yeah, no, that was your whole cap was definitely spot on in that regard.
Should have fired, but you live and you learn. Anyway, good to see we got the chats bumping. We got crutches in here. Clark, We got Colby. Who else was in here? So we got Coach in here too.
Oh, what up,
we
Coach?
got the whole gang. We got the whole gang in here. So Colby's like in Merrimack tomorrow. Hey, Merrimack's been my boys. I've been liking them.
The Crutch was on Sacred Heart team total under too, and he was riding that Notre Dame live plus 300 with me. So
There you go.
Cheers to that on my Dr. Pepper Zero.
There we go. Oh, cheers to that, my purified drinking water. Anyway, yeah, Merrimack, Sacred Heart. You got a read on this, or any play, or you're just gonna go through it?
I don't really have. I mean, my initial when I first saw the line, I haven't looked into it too much. But I just think that Merrimack in this conference is going to be above the rest. I think. So I'm going to probably stand on game, have to bet it. I'm going to bet Merrimack. I'll lay the -1.5. I think it probably goes up a little bit, so I'll sneak it in right now before it goes up a little bit. But I was looking if there's any situational spots. Sacred Heart after the fresh ass whooping of Canisius. No surprise there. Go to St. Mary's on Sunday. That is true. Crutch said it's an old NEC rivalry.
Yeah, old school, throwing it back a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I like Merrimack. I mean, they dropped the last 2 road games with Stanford, St. Mary. We both played them both tough. Kind of had chances to win both. In both, but came back, rocked Fairfield by 13. Bud Clark's a problem, man. He's fucking awesome for this team, and they've been shooting the 3 ball really well as of late. And in conference, they're shooting 40% so far this year. 41% of their shots are from the 3-point range also, and that's where Sacred Heart really struggles against. I mean, they're giving up 35% from 3. 33.5% of points are coming from 3. It's where Merrimack likes to do most of their damage. Merrimack's been shooting free throws pretty well. Yeah, don't know it's a battle of styles here. Merrimack likes to play slow and forces you to play slow. Sacred Heart just likes to play quick. So it's just a matter of pace. I mean, Sacred Heart at home, it's going to be early. There might be kids here at this game. This might be a elementary day game.
Yeah,
so that's something that kind of worries me. But I do think with Merrimack's with their offensive prowess of what they've been doing lately. I mean, I know they're not putting up a ton of points, but they're being really efficient with the ball. And now they're going to get a defense that's not incredibly great. I mean, Sacred Heart gives up points. I mean, they gave up 82 to Canisius, 60 to Manhattanville, 94 to Miami, Ohio, 74 to Albany, 83 to Quinnipiac. They held Iona to 59. But other than that, I mean, they've been giving up points lately too. So I don't necessarily hate a Merrimack team total. Is that even up yet? I guess we could find out.
Look, I knew the game was up for sure on DK.
Merrimack's team total is 71.5.
Dang, that seems a little high.
They've been very efficient as of late. I mean, like I said, they went to Stanford, put up 68. St. Mary's putting up 68 on St. Mary's and Galarraga's impressive.
Yeah, and Sacred Heart is not a defense to really bat an eye about. They literally, what was that score against Canisius?
Yeah, I kind of.
They gave up 82 to Canisius.
Yeah, that's tough to do.
I think my whole deal is so, like you said, clash of styles. Merrimack's gonna obviously try to slow it down. I think they tend to win that battle when slowing it down versus try to the team speeding them up. I don't think they really get sped up very often. I would say kind of the biggest thing is Merrimack doesn't turn the ball over, and I think that Sacred Heart turns it over a decent amount of times. I think over 11.5 a game. So in a game where you're going to be valuing possessions, I'm going to go with the defensive-minded team, or the better defense, Merrimack, and also the team that takes care of the ball more. They also shoot about 75-76% from the line. So I think, in a close game down at the end, if they get fouled, they can hit a couple of free throws. I see this as like a, 4-point game, maybe 5-point game, and then it could be even extended out to like a 8 or 9 point game with a couple late late fouls if Sacred Heart misses a couple shots down the stretch. So I'm gonna lock in the bet of I guess -2 now. I had -1.5, but I didn't bet it. I just bet it at -2.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, everything points to Merrimack in this game, like on paper. Like on paper, this is a Merrimack spot, but that short spread scares me a lot. What I do kind of like is that over 142. Just because Merrimack's been efficient, but they are on the road. They give up more points on the road. Sacred Heart offense has been pretty solid in conference play also. This year, I know Merrimack's defense has been good, but something that 1.5 just scares me because like if Merrimack doesn't cover that 1.5, I feel like we're getting points.
Yeah.
From both sides.
The only thing I'd worry about that on that over is just 11 a.m. game on a Friday. That just I would hate for you to bet an over and then all of a sudden, it first 4 minutes of the game it's like 5-2, or it's 14 minutes left in the first half and it's 9-5 or something like that where it's So that'd be my only concern. But I like that. I like that angle, especially because Sacred Heart does put up points at home, and Sacred Heart's defense isn't really that great. And I think, like you said, Merrimack's efficient, so they're going to obviously score too. And you also have the angle where if Sacred Heart does end up, winning the kind of the pace battle and they speed up Merrimack's still going to score. It's not like they're gonna not score because the pace is up. So that does point to your way as well. That would just be my only concern about that.
Yeah. I'm with you. And Huff wants us to let you know he had 11-9 today. So we all kind of floated around the level line just of 50%. There were stretches for everybody. We were all up, and then we were down, and then we were up, and then we were down.
He was on fire at that 7 p.m. slate. That 7 p.m. slate he could not miss. He was, I think, started out like 7-1 or 8-2 or something like that.
Yeah. Yep, I feel you, but I don't know. So, I mean, we've also seen a lot of just square plays and teams get home. It is a road conference game, which does scare me. So, I mean, that I'm not a huge fan of. Sacred Heart did beat Merrimack last year 89-85 at home to end the regular season. And then they lost 82-58 on the road. So they gave up points even last year to Merrimack's team. And I think this year's Merrimack team is far better than what last year's was right now. So I think I'm just going to have to go square and take Merrimack. They do have the better defense also. And they don't turn it over. Sacred Heart's a turnover team.
Yeah, no, Colby was in the chat. He was saying, remember early conference games lean to the under. That was kind of what I was thinking. The other thing too is I know, last year we kind of looked at the Friday MAAC games lean under, and then on that Sunday is when you bet the overs because of the points.
Yeah, that
was kind of a decent system too. But I agree with Clark. It's probably going to move down. I don't see this going anywhere up from 140, 141, 142. It's going to be under.
Yep. Pacific Washington State heads to overtime, 84-all. So GG's Pacific.
Dogs right overtime.
We'll cover, but you ain't going to win this game. So hell of an effort anyway. But yeah, I think I'm just going to go square here. I think I'm going to take Merrimack here. What's their schedule looking like? They have Manhattan at home on Sunday. I don't know. This feels – I don't like taking this 1.5. But I just don't trust Sacred Heart's defense. I mean, you're giving up – you're losing to Albany, Quinnipiac. You gave up 82 to Canisius.
Yeah.
I mean, Holy Cross beat you. Dartmouth beat you.
I'm just not overthinking it. I'm just laying it and – have something on the, standalone game. You're going to force me to bet it. I'm betting Merrimack -2, ride with the better team. That's kind of.
Yeah. It just popped to 2. It was 1.5 for me for a second there. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I will take Merrimack. Give it to me.
Shoot, you could even, Merrimack could get up to like a 10-2, 15-2, some crazy, lead, kind of like
middle it a little bit.
And you could middle it. You can get Sacred Heart at some point at like a 10, 10 and a half, 11.
Yeah.
You could just minimize.
Yeah, at this rate, when teams are fucking up 15,
Yeah,
might as well just take like that game. I debated. I was like, just to cover my ass, I could sprinkle this money line at like 6-1 or whatever the fuck it was.
I know.
Just cover my ass a little bit. But yeah, give me Merrimack here. They're just playing much better ball. They've been playing good defense. Bud Clark is going to be the best player on this floor tomorrow. So give me that. And I mean, Merrimack's they've been really solid. Just assists, they've been dishing it. Sacred Heart gives up 68.5% of field goals made are via the assist on Sacred Heart, and 60% of baskets made for Merrimack are assists. So ball's gonna be moving. So yeah, give me Merrimack here. Let's drive with the Warriors at the Pitt Center. 10 a.m. early game. Love it. I wish this was more like a noon 1 o'clock game. Just little bridge at lunch over towards the end of the day. But
that's all right.
We'll take it. Next, Kent State at Buffalo. Kent State, they beat Northern Illinois. Buffalo's been just absolute shit.
Yeah, they did cover against Ohio, though, I will say.
Yeah, they did.
If this gets above 10, I might bet Buffalo.
I don't know. I don't want any part of Buffalo. Buffalo's atrocious. Kent State's playing some of the best defense in the conference right now. So far, they're forcing a ton of turnovers. Buffalo cannot rebound. They cannot shoot. Kent State's, struggling a little bit shooting wise, but that defense is going to be able to allow them to get some transition points. They can shoot the ball better. And Buffalo just doesn't have a defense. It's just a layup line. I mean, 16-second average possession length for them. Give up 88 to Ohio, 93 to Miami, Ohio, 91 to Temple. We were on that Georgia game. They got smoked by 51. Even they slowed down Bonaventure. They still lost by 10 and gave up 65. So
yeah,
they're
you could look at
a pretty bad fucking team.
Team total Buffalo right now 66.5.
66.5.
That's the under. With a slow team like Kent State, one of the slower paces.
I don't hate that look.
Buffalo's going to try to speed up the game. Obviously, it's just another one of those clashes but like you said, Kent State best defense in the MAC. If they're able to slow the pace down and get some stops, I mean, I don't see why that team total that number kind of seems a little high.
Yeah, what's Kent's is 75.5?
75, yeah.
I don't hate this -10 either. I mean, Buffalo has just gotten smoked in all of these games.
Like Colby said, that they just literally scored 60.
Yeah. Oh, literally scored 60 in the second half. Oh, Ohio did? Is that what you're saying? Or shit, they did. Oh, damn!
20,
I'm looking at this.
It was 20. They scored 20 in the first half, and then they came back and scored 59.
They scored 37 the final 10 minutes. My God.
Yeah, Clark, I agree. He's very aware of the spread.
Shit.
But that's why, they didn't shoot very well. Is the only thing that they're 7 for 27 from 3 at home.
Yeah, I mean, Kent State 68 on Northern Illinois, 67. D2, they scored 84. They scored 54 against Bama. I'm not going to hold that over them, but I mean, they play teams like this. Granted, they didn't score much against Northern Illinois, 68, but Portland and Mercyhurst, 76-82. They held them to under 60 each. They beat Towson, and Towson's a very heavy defensive-oriented team. Irvine fucking smothered them, 39 points, but I don't think I really want to overthink this, and I think I'll just take Kent State minus the 10 because Buffalo's offense is atrocious. And if they're going to somehow
score above,
if they're going to put up 50 in the second half on Kent State, so be it.
Like Clark said, they're aware of the spread. That kind of concerns me just a little bit. I'm going to write down Kent State minus 9.5, but I'm not gonna bet it just yet. But I might bet that Buffalo team total under. That does seem like Kent State fresh off of just Northern Illinois scored only 50. I know Northern Illinois is just ass, but Buffalo is kind of right there.
Buffalo's even more ass.
Like
I mean,
Northern Illinois, Buffalo, that's like right ass cheek, left ass cheek. It's like right there together. So
their D1 wins are North Carolina, A&T, Morgan State, and Old Dominion, for Christ's sake. I mean,
yeah,
it's nothing to write home about, in my opinion.
Colby team total right now is 66.5. Juice to the under, minus 120 is what I've got on DK here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we're getting a little increased team total here just because of what they did at the end of that game.
Yeah.
On the just looking at it, but Buffalo's offense. I mean, where do they? I mean, 32% of their points come from three. Kent State does struggle in that area, but they're not going to give them. They're not going to give them up inside. I mean, Buffalo can't rebound. So that's, they got to make their shots or they're screwed if they're not rebounding. Kent State can grab offensive boards, grab points inside.
I feel like I would be more comfortable with the Kent State minus 9.5. Just because, like you said, with the 3-point, Kent State not guarding it as well, and Buffalo just off of a 7 for 27 performance at home, they could probably shoot a little bit better. So I could see this game, being a 20-point game, and then Buffalo hits 3 threes, and like Clark said, they press down the stretch, or Kent State puts in some rotation pieces with 2 minutes left or something, and Buffalo, knocks in like 2 threes or a couple layups, and hits like 68, and the score is like 87-68 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel more comfortable with the Kent State minus 9.5. So I'm going to write it down. I'm not going to bet it just yet, but I think that's a good look.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you. We'll see how the rest of the board's looking like. But yeah, I'm with you. Buffalo team total. How many games are there tomorrow? 12, 14. Okay, there's 14 games on this. This is 14. Does not look like it, but I guess so be it. All right. Next, St. Peter's heads to Niagara. Niagara's just rotating wins here. I mean, their best win is Siena by 1 at home. Other than that, I mean, they beat Lemoyne, St. Francis, LU, and Binghamton. I mean, they don't really. I mean, Bonaventure blew them out. Merrimack does. It's what Merrimack's defense is good. I don't think St. Peter's defense is really locked down enough to hold them over. Colby is shouting from the rooftops over in this game. You're a nasty individual to take an over for this game. What's the total here?
127.5 is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I see 127.5. St. Peter's is laying the points on the road here, huh? That's interesting.
Personally, I think this is a Niagara money line spot.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is St. Peter's to be laying points on the road?
I mean, Niagara doesn't play any defense. That's the issue.
And I think that's probably where he's saying over.
Yeah. I mean, St. Peter's doesn't score either, but I mean, their defense isn't atrocious. It's not great. It's not terrible. I mean, the most they've given up since November. In the month of December, the most they've given up is 72. Delaware put up 7, and Iona put up 72.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it, Niagara's only home loss is to Merrimack, which obviously that's a step above everybody else. But
true.
Trying to look and see what
St. Peter. He says St. Peter's on revenge. What happened last year? Oh, Niagara beat them 68-59 at home in OT. And that was the only time they beat them. St. Peter's also beat them at Niagara 72-67. So they split last year.
they traded away victories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. This game's gross. I guess I would.
I don't have the feel. I mean, if anything, right now, I would lean towards the Niagara money line at even money. Just back in a home spot there. But I see, Crutch brings up a good point. If you actually want to watch this game, which I probably will not have this game on, but
Yeah.
those MAAC games are known to have somebody jump out to a lead or have it like be, like a 10, 12-point lead. And then all of a sudden you look back like 10 minutes later and it's 42-42 with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm with you. Oh, there we go. San Diego's at 23 now. Ooh, love it.
There you go.
All right. Hold. Yeah, I mean, props to you if anyone wants to bet the over. I'm gonna write down Niagara money line. Absolutely not betting this game. Not even my sick ass will bet this game.
Nope. I'll keep an eye on everything though. I mean, as always, I always keep it open for certain things. That Oregon one, I wasn't really gonna bet it, but I got it at like plus 4.5. Went up to 4.5, so I finally pulled the trigger at 4.5. So I'm always down to play any game when it gets to a certain point. So who knows if the total goes lower? I see both teams in the 60s. So if it's down close to 120s, 123 something, you could fire that or something. But just because defenses are ass.
Crutch is a NAAC guy. I mean, it's his home and native land, he says. So Niagara's not hitting the threes. They're not going to win. I'll be inclined to trust them, but against St. Peter's, I think they're probably going to hit them and find a way personally. But I won't bet it. I'll root for you though, Crutch. Whatever you take. Clark forgot Oregon money. Yeah, dude, they're starting to trap us with these unranked home favorites over ranked favorites. I didn't lay it today. I was talking on last night how I liked Ohio State, but I couldn't get there with them. So yeah, didn't play it, and I'm glad I didn't. I mean,
looks like Crutch is
Ohio needed that win. Yeah, Marist guy. Do they play tomorrow?
I was just looking at that. Doesn't look like it.
No Marist, unfortunately. No Marist.
What's next?
We got the Gophers head to Bucky, man. It's fucking yeah, Colby. Fuck you, Rutgers too. Yeah, god damn. Maybe Harper's is still not healthy. I saw him pass the ball and was like hands on his knees, like somewhere in the first half, just tired out on this. I want to hear your thought on this Wisconsin game though first.
My thought. Well, Wisconsin's off the nice victory there at the rack, which obviously now it's like fade the rack because I guess that apparently doesn't mean anything anymore. I think Minnesota's ass, and them to even fight back to get into that game and go to double overtime last game. You saw it, Oregon outright against Ohio State today. I think Wisconsin lays it on them, but man, 13.5 is a big number. But with the athletes that Guard has brought in and how they can score the ball, that almost it seems like a bet to me because old Wisconsin, I'm not laying 13.5 even at home against this shitty Minnesota team. Nope. But this new Wisconsin, they can put up some points. So I think if anything, I would bet Wisconsin 13.5. I wouldn't. Shit, you could look at the over, but I wouldn't. The only thing about the over is I would be scared Minnesota's just going to shit the bed and it's going to be like 55-80 or something like that.
55-80. I don't think the Badgers could do that if they tried. I think they fucking roll them. Friday night, Madison. I believe classes probably start Monday, so students will be back. Actually, let's just double check. Madison Spring.
Is Klesmit going to play? That was the other thing.
That's a very good point.
I know he
rolled his ankle, so I don't think they're going to play him. It is just Minnesota. So spring semester starts the 21st. So this is a week prior yet.
A whole week before, yeah.
Yeah, but still, that place is going to be crazy. I've noticed a lot of places are doing alumni student sections and bands and shit. So you bring back a bunch of alumni on a Friday night in Madison, they're just going to get fucking tanked out of their minds. It's going to get loud. It's going to be a crazy environment. And you can, I mean, what did they do last year? I believe we still fucking smoked them. If I could find it. But regardless, last year's team, we didn't even, or no, I'm looking at that wrong one. Yeah, it was, they lost to us by 2 at home last year in the barn. So that's much different. But last year's team was also a lot different. It was a lot of AJ Storr, but AJ Storr really, I mean, he had hit or miss games. He wasn't great. And we're seeing what he's doing in Kansas this year. Nothing too special.
Him and Bill Self have issues. From
Bill
friends,
Self hates him.
From friends that I've talked to, kind of close to that KU area, they do not get along whatsoever. So he's barely even seen the floor.
Yeah. Crutch. Colby does bring up a point about some player props. I don't hate it. Stephen Crowell, what did he do last year versus them? Because Minnesota doesn't have really a big presence down low. He had 7 points through. Whoa, god damn! He only had 7 points. That was one of his worst games of the year. Was versus Minnesota. Interesting. Shot the ball 6 times. That was it. He's been a lot more aggressive this year. I mean, after we got into conference play here, I know Michigan, Marquette, and Illinois held him down, but Butler, Mercy, Iowa, and Rutgers, he's had 14 plus every time, grabbing a lot of rebounds. I don't think Minnesota has the size to really combat him, and not to mention the athletes that we have this year. Minnesota is atrocious. I think Madison gets jumping. I think it's probably like a 20-point blowout for the Badgers. No bias here. They do have Maryland on deck.
Why are we getting
no. I'm looking at my bad. I was clicked on Minnesota for whatever reason.
No, why were you getting on to me for saying whoa? Because I said 85. I said 80 to 55. That's 25 points.
Oh no, I was talking about something else you said. No, my bad.
Oh,
no, my bad. No, I'm with you. Obviously, the Badgers are going to be a public side tomorrow. I mean, so was Kansas the other day. So was Michigan State today. I want to say. I have no idea if Michigan State was, but
yeah,
I would imagine so. But yeah,
that number though, that I like betting that 13.5, 14 number.
Yeah, it's telling you that they're going to blow them out. No, I'm not saying Dawson Garcia is not awesome, but he could go for 28 and 4, and they'd still lose the game by 20 points.
He's going to score half their points.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to take Dawson Garcia props, I can't really talk you off it. He's been awesome.
Yeah.
But this just screams, like 82-57.
I will say right now, DK Dawson Garcia 18 plus 105. I don't mind that one bit because he's going to have to.
What did he do last year versus?
And with a Wisconsin team that likes to speed up the pace and get extra possessions, he's going to have extra looks. So I don't mind that. 20s at plus 170. I don't mind that either. You can even sprinkle. You could ladder him. You could look at ladder him possibly.
Yeah. I mean, he did have 5 points last game. 1 of 5 from 2, 1 of 4 from 3, 6 boards. He did foul out, 2 assists, 4 turnovers. So he was turned over against Ohio State. But there is the Klesmit issue. I don't think he's going to play, but regardless, I mean,
I was just looking
Blackwell will probably run point. Blackwell will probably run point, and then you still got McGee, Tanji, Crowell, Nolan Winter has been stepping up to another 7-footer. Yeah. So this game just screams like 78-82 to like 55-57.
What I said. See. Perfect. I don't even know Wisconsin basketball, and I'm spot on.
Yeah, look at that. No, I'll take this, and then they're what's their next game? They have Ohio State on deck. That one, depending what the number will be, if it's sitting around like a 5.5 or something, that'll probably be a game where it'll be close.
You think we just bet this right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna bet it right now. It's minus 105. I'm gonna leave it in my bet slip, see if it'll cut down to 13 or something. But I had Michigan State 14.5 last night. It dropped to 13.5 today. They still fucking won by 30.
Yeah. I still think the 13.5 is a good spot. I'm with you. I was looking up for Klesmit. It was seen in a walking boot on Tuesday, which is standard for ankle sprain. So They do what they call now is they call price. It's protect, right, rest, ice, compression, elevation. So you protect it with a boot, but you get them walking weight bearing. So,
I forgot you're like a fucking P2 guy. So we got the inside info on
this. So they said he's day to day. But that's a good thing that he's in a walking boot, not on crutches. That he's walking right now. Yeah. X-rays, I would assume negative for sure. So,
I've seen a lot of dudes in boots lately. Is that just another protective measure, just to isolate it, so you don't risk doing anything else to it?
Just depends on the injury, really. So,
okay. And I've been seeing a lot more boots this year.
Really, yeah. So just really depends on the injury. But yeah. So, but to your point, I mean, I bet he could play if this was Purdue or Illinois or something. He'd be playing. We'd tape it up and play.
Fair.
Yeah. I'm an athletic trainer, Crutch.
Yep. So if you got any injury questions, drop them in the chat. He'll answer them.
So
So yeah, Badgers.
But playing Minnesota, I'd say they just hold them out.
No, yeah, there's no sharp spot for Minnesota. Your spot with Minnesota may come. Oof.
Let's go, Crutch.
Yeah, I don't really know. Maybe Iowa because they don't play defense. Maybe they kind of hang in there and no one shows up there. They get Washington at home. Maybe they could hang in that, but Osabor's not going to have much competition in that game. So, yeah, give me the Badgers big tomorrow. What's the alt on this? You can alt them 15.5 plus 120. Nah, I'm good. I'll just take the even money for 13.5 essentially. All right, next game. What do we got? 10th.
Yes, sir.
We got Fairleigh Dickinson at Lemoyne, 7:00. Ted Grant Court.
Yeah, fuck Riverside, Clark. God damn it. They're down 6. Hawaii's going to win.
Pacific won.
Did they?
Pacific 95. They hit a 3 at the buzzer. Oh, 2 seconds left. Oh my God, Pacific. Holy shit. I can't believe I didn't fucking bet him. The 16.5 was so free.
That's fucking great. The
Especially
Tigers.
with Gonzaga on deck for Washington State. Oh, man. Anyway, Fairleigh Dickinson's coming off their first D1 win since November 17th against Wagner. This will be their 6th straight road game. 6th straight. Lemoyne hasn't been home against a D1 team since this is their first D1 home game. They played Army December 3rd. They lost 103-100 in triple overtime.
Oh, damn.
And then Binghamton next, my bad. Then they were playing D2 schools. Yeah, I don't know. This is a gross game.
That's a
really
lot.
Dickinson's been all right. I mean, they've had a decent schedule. I mean, Nova, LaSalle, Minnesota, Boston College, all on the road. Their worst loss was at Nova by 16, 5 to LaSalle, 14 at Minnesota, and then 8 at Boston College, and then beat Wagner on the road. Ended off at Lemoyne here. Lemoyne lost to Niagara and LAU back-to-back, and neither of them were close. But they're heading home again. What's his line? Where is the line for this? Do not see one on DraftKings.
Yeah, I don't have a line. Anybody have a line on this?
I'll just go to unabated quick, see what they got. We got Lemoyne's laying 1.5 on Bet365. FanDuel's got 1.5 also. Yeah, it's 1.5, 2 across the board.
Give me Lemoyne.
You want Lemoyne?
Yeah, give me Lemoyne.
All right.
Give me Lemoyne. At home. Like you said, they haven't been home. 1, 2, 3, 4 straight road games. Coming home. Fairleigh Dickinson, you said 6th straight road game?
Yeah, 6th straight.
Yeah, give me Lemoyne. I don't know if I'm going to bet it, but I'll take Lemoyne.
Lemoyne hasn't played in a week either.
ooh, this could be telling. Coach was just there. Lemoyne is where he was as Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption. So that could be a sign.
I don't get the reference. I never played that
It's
game.
a video game, and I'm guessing it's just I haven't played it. My friends played it, but I'm guessing Lemoyne is a town. So I would assume
Oh, I'm okay. Lemoyne is just where I was as Arthur.
Like,
Gotcha.
where
Okay, now I
he
get it.
was. So that
I
could
was
be
I
it.
thought he was saying something else. I was like, I don't get the reference, but okay, that makes sense. Like it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't like
So
Fair
is
Dick.
is that a sign then?
I know, that's what I was saying. I don't like Fair Dick Crutch. Apparently, I like Little Cock because I bet Little Cock could fuck him today.
So did I. Man, that game was that hurt.
God.
That was a dead under game from the jump. I thought about live bet in the first half. I should have. Colby, no problem. We love being here talking hoops, so we'd be doing it even if there was nobody here. So don't worry about it. We appreciate you. Looks like we got Colby likes Lemoyne. I'm guessing Coach likes Lemoyne based on that reference. I'm going to go against you guys. I don't like it, but I will take Fair Dick. Not going to bet this game at all because it's fucking disgusting.
It is. It is. I don't know if I'm going to bet it myself, but Fair Dick 1-10 on the road. Golly. Obviously.
Yeah, and this is as good a spot as any to get a win. They play tough. They've played tough on the road. You beat Wagner, and then you get Lemoyne after 5 days later. So I think this is a good spot to pick up one last win. Then you hit home for St. Francis. I think they might be able to go on a little run here, win 2-3 straight potentially, or 3 straight. I mean, if they go home, if they get this win, they'll beat St. Francis.
I will look to back them. I will look to back them on Sunday though against St. Francis. I will be
at home, yeah,
with Fair Dick at home after six straight road games. They're gonna be happy to be home.
Yep. That'll be the first home game since first D1 home game since St. Peter's November 26th.
Yes,
so
that is exactly
a month and a half.
I'm out on Little Cox and Fair Dick. I just want more head. That's it.
Well, your loss. Give me a Fair Dick plus 102. I'm seeing on DraftKings splits is what they have the money line up before they took it down. Not going to bet it, but that's where I will stand on that one. Mount St. Mary's at Manhattan. Manhattan's been all right.
Dude, I can't fucking figure them out.
Who, Manhattan?
Manhattan. I lose my ass on them.
Yeah. Crutch's Red Foxes did roll in there and beat them at home. The last home game. This will be the first home game in over a month.
Damn.
Mount St. Mary's has been all right on the road. Lost to Maryland. You know, that is what it is. Beat Bucknell. Lost to Georgetown. Beat Howard. Lost to Marist. And then beat LAU. Beat Miami. I forgot about that Miami game. Yep, they beat them in Miami. Lost to George Mason by 8 on the road immediately after. Yeah, for a fucking
at George Mason by 8.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, especially after you beat Miami and then you followed up a week later, only an 8-point loss on the road at George Mason versus an A-10 team. That's respectable. Manhattan, yeah, they just don't. They don't really inspire confidence. Beat Rider by 1 point.
All these lines we've talked about are like fucking -1.5.
Yeah. I mean, they've lost 2 straight home games. Lemoyne and Marist beat them. They beat Army and then Fordham and Mercy. Not Detroit Mercy, but just Mercy.
Mercy or Mercy?
Nope, just Mercy. Just Mercy.
Just
D2 Mercy.
Neither hospital.
Yeah. I'm going to ride with the Mount, I think. They've been solid on the road. I mean, beat Miami, hung tough with George Mason. He did lose to Marist on the road, but it was a 3-point game. Beat Howard on the road. I think they're a decent road team. Manhattan just hasn't played well. I mean, they haven't really played much competition. Snuck past Rider on the road. Yeah, give me the Mount. Not really too exciting on that.
Yeah.
Gosh, what do you mean? The Mount's got arguably the biggest win of the conference this year. That Miami game. So they've been solid. They've been solid.
Is the Miami game a really big one?
I mean, it's an ACC team, so yeah, it's there's levels to it. There's levels.
Man,
Michael Chalker's in the chat.
freaking,
What's going on?
what up, Huff? I was looking because I haven't really watched much of them out this year. They freaking almost are one of the worst teams in the country in turnovers. They're 15 turnovers per game, but Manhattan doesn't really force turnovers. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't, just quickly. I'll put it Manhattan. I'll lay them 1.5, but probably not going to bet it. The other thing I looked at was maybe looking at possibly the over. If it gets under 150, I don't know if it'll go up or down, but if it gets under 150, I could see both of these teams over 75.
Yeah, don't hate it.
But
I just the Mount, the shoot free throws a lot better. So if you're it's gonna be a short spread type game. I'd rather play the team that shoots better. Neither rebound very well, neither turn it over. The Mount can hit their threes, and they defend it a lot better. They got the size difference too. I'll take the Mount. I might actually bet this one just because you gotta have a little MAAC action on the night. That's for sure.
all right, I might battle you. I might end up battling you just to battle. Got to do something.
Right. Yeah, let's fucking do it. Bring it on. All right, next. Siena at Quinnipiac at the Aqueduct. Man, Crutch's Marist team just beat them too at home. Now they return home. They beat Hofstra at home last. Lost to Holy Cross prior. Beat Sacred Heart and beat Maine and Worcester Tech. Interesting. Siena's not been too great. Not been great. They're on the road. Quinnipiac's defense is really good in conference play so far, too. Neither shoot fucking free throws well. Neither offense really exuberates what's the word?
Yeah, just going down Kempom.
Yeah, we're on Siena game. What's the total on this game?
140?
Siena 141.
141.
I don't hate an under there. Don't hate an under. I like getting involved with these fucking MAAC unders. I don't know why. I just do. They're kind of fun.
Especially on Friday.
They're sweaty as a bitch, but
I think I kind of like I like Quinnipiac on the spread here. They're at Iona on Sunday. Not too big of a look ahead, but they just got beat by Marist. They kind of got a home spot before they go back on the road. I think that they probably, if I'm gonna call it, they probably will beat Siena pretty handily. Siena turns it over a lot, and Quinnipiac's good at forcing turnovers. So at home, I like that angle. And then I think that Quinnipiac maybe slips up and loses to Iona because they're going to look ahead of that Merrimack game when they get them in the Aqueduct next Thursday. So
yeah,
I'll go Quinnipiac -4.5.
Yeah,
I might bet that.
Saying Siena won't be able to guard Otieno or Monroe. Yeah, they got the size advantage. Those two guys are really good. Defensive ratings really good. On both. Otieno's offense is pretty damn good. 47th in the country for his offensive rating. So I mean it's not bad. I'm sorry, 75th. Wrong category I was looking at.
Yeah, Monroe's,
they're at home too.
And Monroe's usage rate is like 28%. He has a really high usage rate. So the fact that if he's if they're not going to be, if they're not going to be able to guard Monroe, they're just going to use him even more.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like the Aqueduct here.
So I like it, fresh off of a He's not an ass whooping, but fresh off of losing to Marist
at home.
At home, I think they got to step up.
Yeah, I like it. I like that. What was the line on this?
4.5 is what I'm seeing right now, but it's minus 115. Minus 112 on DraftKings. But
yeah, I don't hate it. I will take. I like Quinnipiac there. I'll throw it in the bet slip quick. What do we got next? Anyway, Hasty. What's going on, my guy?
So
Hasty likes the Aqueduct too. So there we go. Great minds think alike. Crutch is not sure if it'll be 2 possessions. I don't know. With their defensive prowess, I think it'll come down to who plays better defense down the stretch. I think Quinnipiac's gonna be able to, and Sienna's off. I know Sienna's been a lot more improved this year compared to last year, but I think this is just a spot. Quinnipiac off the loss, head home. I think they probably win by 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think Quinnipiac might get them by 10 plus.
Yeah, the Merrimack game. Whoever Huff was asking about Merrimack play. Oh, the standalone. Yeah, Merrimack -2.
Yeah, squares.
Kind of sneaky. Think the over might hit, but it is an early game. Merrimack's is incredibly efficient and scores points, and Sacred Heart gives it up. So I know it might be an elementary game, but still going to trust the better team, best player on the court. Bug Clark's going to be on Merrimack. So give us, we're on Merrimack here. Next, we got Ryder at Canisius. Ugh. What a game this will be. Canisius, 84% free throw in conference play, 81.6 overall. They're 5th in the country with their free throws. Here's the thing. Ryder does not foul you and send you to the free throw line for free points. So that could spell trouble for Canisius to score points here.
Triple lock on the Merrimack, -2, by the way.
Triple lock. Dun, 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 dun. All right, there we go. Colby saying Canisius. Oof. What's the spread on this game?
3.5.
3.5. That is stinky.
Do they get their first win?
That's stinky. Ryder's also stinky, obviously, but Canisius is like the worst team in the country, I feel like. They got to, like, are they not? Via KenPom, they got to be the 360. Okay, so they're basically the worst team.
Coppin State, Mississippi Valley State.
Yeah.
Who else?
Yeah.
There's 2 more. I'm trying to think.
Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Oh, is that one?
I'll look real quick.
Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Mississippi Valley, Arkansas Pine Bluff, Coppin State, New Hampshire.
Oh. Dude, New Hampshire, man, I should have bet that. When it went to 11.5 today, I should have bet New Hampshire. I was like, that is way too many points. I don't even care. But Albany should never be laying fucking 11 points on the road in a conference game.
True.
I don't care how bad you are.
True.
I thought they were going to win.
Man, that spread's disgusting. 3.5.
I know. Ryder's lost like 8 straight, though. I'm terrible with what are the rivalries in this conference?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Crutch will know. What's the big top 2 rivalries in this conference, Clutch?
Yeah, or what's the rivalry for Ryder, I guess. I always just try to write them down so then I can see if there's any good look-ahead spots.
Crutch is calling it. First Canisius win tomorrow.
I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
The thing I'm struggling with is that Ryder just doesn't give you free points at the line. That's where Canisius gets that's where they operate. They're not good at drawing fouls, but they shoot 84%. You would think they'd be better at getting to the line more, but they don't.
I can't believe we're talking about a game that's fucking Ryder's 1-9 in their last 10, and Canisius is obviously over 10 in their last 10.
Yeah. There's probably a handful of fucking shows that would actually talk about this game.
Jesus. I love it. I love it.
I'll battle Crutch. Give me Ryder. If they lose to Canisius, so fucking be it. But I'm not betting Canisius. Because that's the thing is they get their points come from fucking free throws. They get almost 34% of the points from three, but they're shooting 31%. I know Ryder doesn't defend that extremely well, but goddamn, what are they going to do? Hit fucking 12 threes tomorrow?
But this line's telling me that they think that Ryder's like 6 points better than them on a neutral. 7 points better.
I think so. Their offense.
Really?
I mean, I know their defense isn't great, but Canisius doesn't have an offense. Damn right, we're fucking
Are
fighting
you
on this
gonna bet it?
God, you got it sound like I gotta fucking battle some people out.
I'll battle you.
I'm not betting it yet, but if I do,
If you bet it, you have to text me because I'll bet it.
I will.
We'll tweet it
I'll
out.
put it in the chat. I'll put it in the
And
chat
if you do bet it, I probably will just ride the money line. I won't even do the plus 3.5. I'll shrink.
I'll give you.
I'll shrink
No,
my
I
bet
can't even
down
on that.
and I'll ride the money line.
Be my guest, man. All right, next one we got
This is.
the Long Island Sharks at Stonehill.
Hold on, I gotta look at something. But keep going. I'm looking.
Sharks are getting hot. 1-2 straight here. Lost by 1 to Lehigh. They hit the road though. They're hitting the road.
They're used to that.
Yeah, but they've been home for 4 straight games. This will be the first road game in almost a month. Stonehill's been pretty good. I mean, for Stonehill standards. 4-point loss at Boston College, 11 at UMass Lowell. I mean they've beaten these teams though. Mercyhurst got them, but the ER is a damn good team.
If Canisius doesn't win this game, they might have like one more chance to win. Like at home against Niagara. Obviously, it's freaking in the AC, so they're gonna beat somebody fucking crazy that we're not gonna know. But yeah, I like Canisius.
All right, bring it up. Yes, Crutch's pod is Stonehill tomorrow. I like Stonehill too, man. LAU hasn't been on the road in a month. I mean, Stonehill's been playing pretty well. They're finally home after three straight road games. This will be the first home game in about 2.5 weeks or so. They have not lost a home game this year.
Hey, look ahead to Chicago State though. Stonehill.
Forget the big Chicago State game. I don't really care. I think I think Stonehill just gets them. I mean, Stonehill 5-point win at Lafayette, 7 against New Hampshire last home game. Mercyhurst got them, but St. Francis they lost. They beat them by 4 on the road, and I think you're getting LAU at home, who hasn't hit the road in a month, and they've won 3 of the last 4, covered it in 2 of those wins. You know, they lost the other one. Beat Quinnipiac at home by 14. Yeah, I mean, after that Marquette game, they've looked a lot better. Not just squeaking out wins like they were against Bryan and A&M, but after Marquette, 14-point win. I'm not even going to count the D2 school. Played Lowell and Boston College pretty tough. Beat New Hampshire, Lafayette on the road. Mercyhurst, they lost, but it's a respectable loss to Mercyhurst. It's a good team.
Colby's on the over there too. I kind of like that angle as well. I was gonna see what's LIU. Are they decent at guarding a 3 or not? Because Stonehill can.
Yeah, they're second in the conference.
In guarding
second in the conference.
I think
Stonehill gets majority of their points from one. They're first in the conference, getting their points from 3 at 38%. Yeah. But this is just a home spot. You're back home.
Oh yeah. I was just thinking of I'm thinking of the over 133. Colby was saying look at the over, which I mean I don't hate the over either because they're fresh off of only putting up 53 against Chicago State, LIU. Obviously, I like Stonehill though. If I'm playing anything, I'm just going to play Stonehill, playing the 4.5.
Yeah, Stonehill did shoot 3 of 16 from 3 last game against Chicago State. I'm still gonna. LIU. I don't know if I'm gonna bet Stonehill, but I like Stonehill the 4.5. I think that 4.5 is telling you they're gonna win by double digits and get it done. LIU they haven't hit the road in a month or so.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
and
just
I mean,
tough.
you also
It's not
look
like
at it,
Stonehill's a crazy environment, but Stonehill's been playing good. They're back home finally.
their
It's just-
defense isn't the greatest either, Stonehill's. So I could see the over too, but I'd prefer the Stonehill angle if I'm gonna bet it. Stonehill -4.5. I'm gonna write it down, but I'm writing pretty much every freaking game down because who knows what I'm gonna bet.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, LAU's got like the number one defense in the entire conference. So,
Well, they're just
efficiency, number one defense, number
They're
one
athletic.
turnovers. Yeah,
But also, it's you got to think of it too, though. It's skewed because they literally just played Chicago State and held them to 39 points.
yeah.
So that definitely,
No, yeah.
with it only being 3 games in, that's going to skew it just a little bit. I mean, still, but
Yep. Probably not going to bet this one, but Stonehill 4.5 if I had to pick. Mercyhurst heads to St. Francis. Mercyhurst is, I don't know if I want to fade these guys. Don't know if I want to fade them. They're off of a home loss. Is the first, no, they lost to Lafayette. St. Francis is just bad, man. They haven't beaten a D1 team since November 26th. They beat Lehigh. They have 2 D1 wins. I know Mercyhurst doesn't have a crazy amount. I mean, they've beaten Morgan State, Canisius, Sacramento State, and Stonehill. But don't like St. Francis at all.
that was St. Francis. Dang, they beat Campbell on the road. That's crazy.
That was early in the season. Can't really mount anything to that.
No, but I would just look at that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Give me Mercyhurst. I think the ER gets a big win here. I mean, they can shoot threes. St. Francis can't defend it. St. Francis, they're both good at shooting free throws. So I'm not really too concerned about one having an advantage over the other. I mean, and St. Francis, they're shooting free throws a little over the head. For the year, 73.5% from the line. In conference, 81%. So I think they're getting a little lucky here. And yeah, like Huff said, Bernie Blunt. That's all you got. It's just Bernie Blunt. Dude's worth 2 points alone off the name.
You can't fade the best name in college basketball. One of the best names in college basketball.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's definitely on the all name list, which I'm compiling. So we'll have that at some point this year.
Hell yeah.
Probably around March Madness for the bracket breakdown. We'll break down the all name list for guys to keep an eye on.
First team, second team, third team.
Yep.
This will be Mercyhurst's first road game of 4. They're going on a 4-game road stretch. So if it's it's one of those things, they put a little more in. Yeah, I think you're on the right side with Mercyhurst. I tend to have to try to stop myself from betting a lot of I tend to find myself gravitating towards the home spot a lot. So I try to be cognizant of that and try to bet the away spots when I can. And I think Mercyhurst is the right side on this.
Yeah.
I've actually
go for it.
I've actually been impressed with them this year. Just first year D1, they've actually been pretty solid for their first year. I mean, nothing to write home about, but
no. I mean, and like Colby's saying, they're the Bellarmine from like 4 years ago, and they caught everyone off guard and they were playing really well. And then they're going to come into this and they won that conference too that year. They just couldn't go to the dance. So, yeah, Mercyhurst, I like them. They don't turn the ball over. They shoot the 3 well. They shoot free throws well. I know their defense isn't great, but they're respectable defending the 3. And, I think St. Francis is shooting a little over the head from the free throw line too. You shoot 73% for the year, and then conference play, you jump up to 81%. I think it's going to regress a little bit too for them. Maybe not all at once, but I think the next coming games they will. So, yeah, give me Mercyhurst. I may bet this one.
Those NEC games tend to be real close too. So,
yeah,
taking the
unless it's Merrimack
2.5, 3.5. Yeah, taking that 3.5. That can do you well in these games. I've been burned for a few, so I probably should start doing that a little better and taking the money line. Like I should have taken Notre Dame with the points instead of taking the money line. I like them to win outright, I just tend to hit the money line, which
Yeah, it's always brutal with those 1.5, 2 points. It's like,
I know.
it's just.
I always think like, oh, they're not gonna lose by 1 or lose by 2.
Yeah, it's like, what, if they do it, so be it, and then it
Here
happens.
they
Like,
are.
fucking damn it.
Exactly.
Yep. Iona heads to Fairfield. Iona, I do not like Iona, like, whatsoever. What's this line? Iona's laying 1.5 on the road. Tobin Anderson on the road? No fucking thank you. They just won on the road against Siena by 1. They beat Colgate on the road. Other than that, they haven't done anything on the road. Sacred Heart loss. West Virginia loss, I'll give you that. Hofstra and Princeton loss also. Kind of like Fairfield in this one. Their defense is horrible, but Iona turns the ball over like crazy. 27% of possessions are turnovers in conference play. It's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, yes, you're right. You're right, Crutch. That press, the press is awesome, but I just don't like Tobin Anderson, especially as a favorite and on the road. Like,
It's
he's not
totally
great.
Yeah, it's totally kind of I would like Fairfield more if they actually turned people over. They don't really turn people over, so the fact that Iona turns it over a lot, I mean, can freaking Fairfield even take advantage of it? But the other good thing is, Fairfield doesn't really turn it over, and that's what Iona's going to want you to do. Man.
Yeah, I mean, Iona fouls a shit ton too. I mean, you're going to go on the road and you're going to foul and send teams to the free throw line a bunch. I mean, Iona shoots 71%. They're 66 on the year, 71.5 in conference play. Fairfield 73.5 in conference, 70.5 in overall. So it's kind of it's about even for the most part for them. But I like Fairfield at home. I think that 1.5 is super short. Iona's going to give the ball away just on turnovers alone.
I
don't know. I like the Stags. They got to get a win. They've lost 5 straight. Now it's a 1.5 point spread. I feel like that's kind of just telling you.
Speaking of Fairfield, Bryce Goodine last night, freaking OU 6 for 6 from 3. Start out, you can't even fucking win. Give me a break.
Yeah, Porter Moser's a fucking bum. That guy's a fucking nobody helped out Goodine last night either.
First SEC game too. First SEC home game.
Mm-hmm. And they were up 20. Blew it.
Man. Yeah, I'm not betting this because I don't even know what to freaking think of Iona. This team is kind of just all over the place.
I think Fairfield gets a win. Lost 5 straight. Now you're home. Iona turns the ball over, fouls a shit ton. And it's a short 1.5 spread. And Iona's favored for.
I am seeing.
Could see why, but I don't think it's right.
It's juiced to the Iona, so if you're going to bet Fairfield, hold off because I think it goes up a little bit. It might go up to 2.5.
Yeah, I think it'll move up. Yeah, I'm gonna wait, but I like Fairfield. I think they're gonna win this game.
I'm gonna write Fairfield down, but
I'll hold it.
I'm not gonna bet it.
Last NAAC, we have Wagner heading to Central Connecticut.
That's NEC. Oh, yeah, NEC. NEC.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're right. There's so many MAC games going on.
I know.
Yeah. Wagner's catching 10. Are they even going to be able to hang in? Their offense is fucking atrocious. CSUN plays good defense. CSUN's got a good offense.
CSUN
at home. Yeah, Central Connecticut, whatever. I'm not talking the CSUN that got ran out the gym by fucking Irvine tonight. Yeah,
exactly. We don't want to talk about them.
No. But yeah, I don't think Wagner also didn't they give Chicago State their first win? Yep, gave Chicago State their first win. Followed it up, losing by 12. They lost back-to-back home games by 12. Now you're going to go to Central Connecticut, who's red hot right now. Wagner plays incredibly slow, inefficient offense. I mean, Central Connecticut's far better. 71% from the line, 81% in conference play. I'll say about 75% from the free throw line. Wagner fouls a shit ton. Central. God, why do I keep saying CSUN? Central Connecticut doesn't. I mean, Central Connecticut didn't actually hit shots. Wagner's allowing 62.5% inside the arc in conference play. That's ridiculous. I think Central Connecticut wins by 15 plus tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know you're just saying that NEC games are tight, but Wagner's just a different animal. They play incredibly slow to where when they fall behind, it's very, very hard for them to come back and do anything.
And on a team like this, they can hang and keep it slow and hang in there with some of those NECU teams. But Central Connecticut is, top dog in that league, in my opinion, especially this year. I think they win easily by 10 plus. So I'm betting Central Connecticut State. I'm going to bet it now at 9.5 before it gets any higher.
Wagner's team total is 54.5.
Yeah, I'd rather just bet Central Connecticut State. I think, Wagner's defense, I mean, obviously not the greatest. Like you said, they're giving up an outrageous amount of percentage from two. They're just going to basically try to keep it slow it down as slow as possible and shoot it with frickin' 5 seconds left every single time. Which against the good team at home, I'll lay it.
Yeah, I mean, Central Connecticut's hold the team. Mercyhurst to 50, St. Francis 59. Quinnipiac put up 80. That was an outlier. Fairfield 63, and these are on the road. Quinnipiac they gave up 80 to Quinnipiac in Connecticut, but I mean on the road 50, 59, 63. Rhode Island put up 77, but Holy Cross 56. I mean Binghamton 56.
Yeah, that might not be a bad look.
The defense is good. I mean, Wagner could score 40 points in this game. I mean, Wagner's put up 59, 52. D2 wins don't count. 66. And these are at home. They're putting up 59, 52, 66 at home. They hit the road 50 over NJIT, 63 over Eastern Shore, 62 on Coppin State, 41 at Georgetown. D2 game, 50, 60 at Boston. They struggle to score, man. And you're going to play a good team that's not going to give you free points at the line. They can't shoot free throws already. They can't shoot the ball in general. They don't get to the line. Central
Connecticut State is also, going to play at a slow pace too as well. It's not like they're going to, try to speed it up and control the pace. I actually might, that might be a better angle. Just because of how slow the teams play. And, Wagner's defense is, good. I mean, that's what they try to rely on.
Yeah. I may just bet both, to be honest.
Yeah.
Bet both.
Yeah. The under 118, I can't believe that's a total of 118.
That's crazy.
But I feel like if you're going to do that, you might as well just bet the team total Wagner under if you're going to bet the full game under, because who knows, Central Connecticut could put up a 70 spot.
Yeah. This I don't think they'll put up 70. This feels more like a 46 to like 59 type of game.
Yeah. No, for sure. I'm just saying if you then that would the Wagner would hit, obviously, for sure.
Yeah.
I would just be weary to bet that total being so low, because Central Connecticut puts up 70 and then it's like 70 to 50 or something, 70 to 40, 48, 49.
Wagner averages 63 possessions on the road. Only Virginia, North Texas, and Drake have fewer possessions per game than them. Only NC State on the road has a slower possession per game than them, which is crazy as an ACC team.
Yeah, I don't mind the full game under, but if I'm going to bet the under, I'm going to probably just bet the team total for Wagner under.
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you. I like that Wagner under more, but I will honestly probably bet both, to be honest. Next. Oh, what you got?
I said hope. I was just going to say I hope that because if the Wagner team total under hits, you probably hit the Central Connecticut State 9.5. So I like that.
Yeah. Next, arguably, I'd say the biggest game of the day over that Wisconsin game. I mean, Minnesota's trash. UCLA heads to Maryland. Maryland back-to-back losses on the West Coast. Head home. Cronin just called out his team, calling them delusional and soft and name-dropping players. I think they get up and not put on a show. I think it's going to be a nasty game. I kind of like the under in this one. 139, I kind of like that. Maryland's laying 5. That feels a bit steep. I mean, I know they are off back-to-back losses. They play really well at home, but this will be that Ohio State game, they smoked them. Other than that, they haven't really played anybody at home. I think UCLA and them can play enough possessions to go under this, or fewer possessions to go under this game. I mean, there's going to be a good interior presence on both sides. You got Derek Queen and the fuck's the other guy's name? Julian Reese. And then UCLA's got Bilodeau and who's the other guy they fucking run? Oh, no, he's about it. I mean, they do play that 7'3" guy a little bit. He only gets about 9 minutes a game, so nothing ridiculous. But
yeah. I mean, Eric Daly's that other forward. He's like kind of like a guard forward.
Yeah, he's not gigantic though, but Bilodeau's like their main guy down there. Eric Daly. I don't know. Do they play at the same time?
I don't know. I haven't really watched UCLA that much, to be honest. So sure. I'm not the best. If you ask me that.
Fair. I mean, both defenses are pretty good. I mean, Maryland, they did just, lost to Washington. UCLA put up 83, but they played tight. I think this is an under game, especially with how Mick Cronin was calling out his team. I think there's going to be a strong defensive effort in this, and either team play incredibly fast. I mean, Maryland likes to, but I don't think UCLA is going to let them do that. I think this is probably going to be like a one possession game. This is going to be like a 68 to like 65, 64 type of game. I think Maryland will probably win, I want to say. Although Willard just in big games is not great. You know what? Give me UCLA +5.
Yeah, I think that's the angle to take. The only thing the reason I'd be weary about the over under is Maryland averages like well above 80 at home. I know
they've played nobody.
I was about to say I know they haven't played anybody, but I feel like at home, them getting. I'm not even saying they're going to get 80, but if they get 70, 72, and it's 72, 68 or 72, 69, it's like. I feel like that one's like one of those ones where that's a sharp 140. I feel like it's going to be right around there, and then you're either going to be happy that he missed the 3 or happy that he missed the free throws. I feel like it's right there. So I think I would be more inclined to bet the spread, but I don't know if I want to battle you or not. I'm debating. I know it's a get up spot for UCLA, but that's a tough travel spot. And Maryland, losing 2 out west, they're obviously going to want to. He's still a douche.
I have 500 wins and I'm 53.
I know. I cannot believe that he was saying all that.
He's a psycho. I mean, this has been known.
But yeah, I mean, it's a spot for both of them. That's what makes it hard because Maryland's off both of those 2 losses out west. They've obviously, they've been back home longer than UCLA because UCLA had that game, and then they had to travel. So I'm tempted to battle you. Oh, and
I'm just going to take Maryland here. I'm going to play the under.
You're going to play the under?
Yep, I'm going to play the under. I think this is a defensive game. This will be Maryland's toughest team they'll have to play at home. I know it was I know they played Ohio State a conference game, but UCLA off of the 2 just bad losses. I mean, Nebraska, they had them, and then they blew that game, and then Michigan just embarrassed them on their home court. They lost to North Carolina. They lost 3 of the last 4. They beat Gonzaga, but I don't think this is going to be a lot of points. I know Maryland plays fast, but I don't know if they're going to be able to in this one. This feels like I said, 68, 65, something like that.
Yeah.
So
I could definitely see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be fairly tight, and it'll be a butt clencher at the end. But I think no matter what, it'll end off free throws or just a missed point or something. So I think UCLA will maybe cover. Like I said, I think this will probably be a 3 or 4 point game, but I like that under. I think it's a better avenue to success with just Mick Cronin calling out his team. I think they're going to step up defensively. Maryland defend home court. And they'll actually have a real team at home. So I think there'll be a little bit of, not shell shock, but just a little bit regression to earth at home.
Yeah. I'm probably going to bet Maryland, but I'm not going to take it at the 5.5. 5.5, because I could see this closing around like 3.5, 4. I could see a lot of people on the UCLA side, just because it's over that one possession. So if I can get it at like 3.5, 4, I will probably end up betting Maryland. That 5.5, I just, like you said, I think it's gonna be a close game. It's not gonna be I'd be shocked if it was, anything over like a 7-point game. So I'll kind of wait and see how it plays out.
Fair. Mick Cronin is 5'7", Huff. He is 5'7". So a little bit of short man mentality there, but one last game on the board. 8-7 Central. Thank you very much. Central Michigan heads to Toledo. The spread is Toledo laying 5.
Why didn't the MAC just put more games on like this?
I couldn't tell you.
CBS Sports Network. I like it.
Last time they played, Central beat them at home at Central 65-62. So I guess you could argue maybe a little bit of revenge, but it was middle of the season. It is what it is. Toledo coming off. Oh, Toledo's going for the directional sweep here. They've beaten Western and Eastern back to back, so they're going for the directional sweep. That could be a big factor. Central Michigan has not beaten a D1 team since Wednesday, November 13th against George Mason of all teams. They have looked pretty bad.
George Mason, might I add.
Yeah.
Mason.
8-10 road win. That's pretty crazy. And they beat South Alabama on the road.
Who played really well tonight against Arkansas State. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, I'm bad I didn't bet that. I like that spot, and I didn't bet it. If Arkansas State was going to win that game, they would have been laying points. So, anyway, I think Toledo probably comes in with some motivation here. KenPom has us at 2. What did this line open up at? Did it open at 5?
I'm seeing
opened at 3.5. It opened at 3.5. So it's been steamed up a little bit.
I haven't been that impressed with Toledo. They're not as good as they have been.
Yeah. I mean, their offense and conference play has been good. Central Michigan's shooting 89% conference play from the free throw versus 73.5 on the season. So they're due a little regression here, in my opinion. They can't shoot the 3. They can shoot inside. I mean, Toledo at home.
Yeah, I think Toledo's probably the right side, but I don't really want to bet this game. I'll probably end up betting the Maryland game, and who knows, I might bet something on this, but
yeah, I think I kind of like Toledo here. I think they're going for the directional sweep, which is, I'm just kidding, that's not my cap. Toledo forces turnover or doesn't turn it over. Central Michigan turns it over, can't shoot. They're shooting over their heads from the free throw line right now. Toledo doesn't send you the line for free throw for points, so that means Central Michigan's going to have to actually make their shots. Central's got a little bit of height advantage on Toledo here. Their biggest guy is 6'10". He's been Ugnius Jarasuvicius.
how you spell that?
Jarusevicius.
I'm just kidding.
Fucking crazy. I mean, for being 6'10", the dude's gotten 4. Yeah, I mean, I guess he just had an off game against Akron, but Ohio, he had 11 boards. Valparaiso 6, 5. Yeah, he plays like 20, 25 minutes a game, and he can't really rebound that well. I think Toledo's at home Friday night. Rocket will get fired up. I think Toledo handles this one by 5, and I think they get that directional sweep, and Central Michigan kind of struggles to get much of anything going on offense. I mean, they've put up these last. Now, granted, they've played a fairly tough schedule. Fairly, not incredible. I mean, Mississippi State and Arizona, December 17th and 21st. But other than that, Valparaiso, they lost by 16 on the road. They lost to Ohio by 2 at home, 57-55. They lost to Akron by 16 on the road. I think Toledo gets up Friday night. They haven't played since Tuesday, so they've had some time to prepare. It's been steamed up. I think they probably win by like close to double digits. I mean, we've seen what Central Michigan does on the road, and it's not a whole lot of anything.
What do you think about the over?
The over? What's the number? 151? That feels high.
That's why I kind of like it. Because Toledo doesn't really guard. I mean, their defense isn't really the greatest.
Yeah, but Central can't score.
I mean, they scored 71 against Akron. So if you think
71, if they're giving up, I guess I could see that. Like
71 to 81
Toledo
and
scores.
52.
It's kind of scary backing Michigan to score points, but I could see it. I mean, you're not wrong. Toledo doesn't have amazing defense, but I think the bad offense of Central Michigan, along paired with their not good defense, really is what kind of just does this in. I mean, they give up 48% of points from 3, 38% of the shots for Toledo are from 3. They shoot 33% in conference play, 33 overall too. I don't think Central Michigan is an 89% free throw shooting team. I think they regress from there. So I'll take the Toledo -5.
Yeah, I think that's the better side. I mean, they literally, I think they just took this over and they basically were like, all right, Central Michigan averages 73, Toledo averages 78, 151. All right, there's our total.
Yeah, and there's our spread too for the most part.
Yeah.
Yep, give me Toledo, and if gun to my head, I would probably take the under, but I hate MAC unders, so
I'd go Toledo and I'd go the over. I think that Toledo they score a lot, and if they're beating them pretty bad, they're not going to really try to even guard anybody anyway. So I think Central Michigan would get some easy points. But I think, like you said, I think the better side is taking the Toledo. But I'll write it down, but not sure if I'll bet it or not. I'll have to look more into it. I wasn't able to look into a lot of these games. I was kind of looking at them on the fly with you, just because I was tied up with work all day, and then got really too invested in the college football playoff and a couple of those basketball games. I wasn't able to look into it as much as I usually do.
I guess we want to go over our plays for tomorrow, and then we can talk. Actually, let's just do it now. Texas, Ohio State. What are you feeling for that game?
What's the line? Is it still under 7?
I think Ohio State was laying 6.5.
Yeah, give me Ohio State.
I'm
riding with my boy Will Howard, K-State. I don't like Texas. You going with Texas?
Kind of like Texas, but I think I like that over 53.5 more.
Yeah, I would agree. The thing with Texas, the thing with Ohio State, like they can run, they can also pass. But Texas really, if their secondary struggles, their front seven's really good, but their secondary struggles. So I think Ohio State is with those two, Ibuka and
Jeremiah
Smith. Yeah, I think with both of them, I mean Jeremiah Smith props, ladder him to whatever you can get. He's probably going to go for like 150 and 2 touchdowns. So I think that Ohio State's just going to put it in the air. And then obviously, you have the 2 backs, which are good, but I think Texas can neutralize them. But I do like I just like Ohio State in the passing game against Texas, and I think Ohio State's defense is pretty feisty. So I'd ride with Ohio State -6. I'll probably bet something. Who knows? My hope would be that Texas goes up 7-0, and then I can get in Ohio State at like 2.5, 3.
All right. I'm against you. I like Texas.
It isn't the Cotton Bowl. I will say that.
This would just be classic Big Ten to just shit the bed, like Penn State did tonight. To just Ryan Day just master classes this game and just they lose this game by like 3-4 points late because he just makes some stupid ass fucking decisions. I think everybody saw what they did to Oregon, and they're just like, there's no way that this team doesn't win the national title. They're really fucking good. Look at Texas. They just they just struggled against Arizona State. Should have lost that game, which I think is a plus for them. I think they saw their life flash before their eyes. They fucking they saw their life flash before their eyes. They're gonna build off that. I mean, they came back, one huge win. They were essentially dead. Now they have a second life. I think they come out playing loose, playing free. I think Ewers has a pretty good game. I think they're live to win the game. I think this will probably be more of a game kind of like tonight, except more offense, back and forth. So yeah, I don't hate any props in this game really. Ewers passing yards or touchdowns maybe, because especially if they're trailing, based on them being 6-point dogs, you're gonna have to throw it. So I think maybe Ewers passing touchdowns. He's got weapons on that team. So yeah, I kind of like Texas in the over. I mean, we saw what Arizona State did to that defense, but again, I think they're probably going to play loose free. They got nothing to lose. They were already dead. They got a second life. In the fact that this hasn't popped over 6 yet to a 7 or anything, I think that's kind of telling you that it's going to be a tight game. So I like Texas +6. I'll probably sprinkle the money line a little bit just because fuck Ohio State and it's Ryan Day. And it would also be perfectly Ohio State that they hate Ryan Day. They go all the way to the Cotton Bowl, and then Ryan Day loses it. They can't fire him because they had a good year, but they also still fucking hate him because he lost another big game.
And he's also
it's not Michigan this time.
Michigan.
Yep, it's not Michigan this time, but he still lost a big game. So I think this will be a tight game. I like Texas with the 6, and the fact that it's not popped up to 7 is just feels kind of an indication that it's going to be a tight game and that Texas is live, personally. I don't hate Gunnar Helm props either, too. Right across the middle there, they're worrying about the wide receivers with that secondary, so I think it's going to open the field a little bit more. They're probably going to rush him. So I think Ewers is going to have some dump-offs there to the tight end. So I don't hate Gunnar Helm props, but I will probably be on Texas +6, personally. What's going on, Lane? Lane, what's your play for the Texas-Ohio State game tomorrow? Crutch is on the under 54. Okay. You know, I'll take a.
They're both.
I'll take a 30 to. I'll take a 30 or we'll say 27-20 Texas win. I'll take that.
There are two really good defenses. I will say that, but
yeah.
You know, and the more I looked into it, Texas's passing defense isn't as bad as I thought it was. But I think that's also because of like up front. I think they can with their rush. I think that's what really helps them. I think I just think that the wide receivers of Ohio State and the playmakers of both Henderson and Judkin, they can isolate the backers on some sweep or on some passes out of the backfield, some routes out of the backfield. But then also I just think that the wide receivers versus the Texas secondary, I think they've got an advantage there. So that's why I'm on Ohio State, and I got to root for my boy Will Howard. Hope he does well.
Yeah, K-State.
A lot of K-State people, they're rooting for him. So he's a good dude.
Fair. All right. Well, I hope you lose tomorrow. Give me Texas. But yeah. Let's horns up tomorrow. Let's run over our plays. I think we're both riding Merrimack early there.
Triple
lock Merrimack -2. Mount St. Mary's tempting. Haven't fired yet. Mercyhurst +2.5. Fairfield +1.5. Wagner under 54.5, and then UCLA Maryland under 139.5. So I will have 5. I'll probably fire on another 1 or 2 tomorrow. I mean, it's a Friday night. Gotta sweat out a few things.
Yep, I'm on Merrimack -2, Wisconsin -13.5.
Oh, Wisconsin had it. Yeah.
Don't forget that one. I will probably bet the Canisius money line, maybe +3.5. The only two that I have, or three, I should say. So 3 right now: Merrimack -2, Wisconsin -13.5, Central Connecticut State -9.5, and then the Maryland. I'm gonna bet the Maryland UCLA, but I don't have an official bet right now. I'm gonna kind of wait and see how the line goes, and maybe look into it a little bit more. But I really want to bet the Canisius money line, but because it's gross. But
Very.
I probably will. Oh, Quinnipiac -4.5. That's another one. Sorry.
Yeah, I got that one circled too.
So
We'll see. So
I'll probably have half the slate. I'll probably bet about 7 out of 14. There's 14, right?
14 games. Yep. If there's a game that I would back off on, it would be that Maryland UCLA under, but I think I'm probably gonna fire on it anyway. I like the under. I like the read ahead. So yeah, good shit.
What's your favorite?
Oh yes, favorite. Well, I'm gonna take Wisconsin.
I'll take the Aqueduct. -4.5. I would take the Central Connecticut State, but it scares me with oh shit. Hasty got a blowout. Missed the whole show because of the blowout.
Oh.
Hasty, what's your
Ooh.
Hasty, what's your favorite play of the day?
Yeah, if you got one, drop it.
Whatever your favorite play, I'm calling it the baby blowout. You got the little girl got the blowout, so I gotta back your favorite play of the day.
Huffers, Maryland. All right, we'll add Maryland. Let me
What do we got? You got 5 for Maryland?
yeah, let me add this so we'll see what this equals out to. Maryland -5, Wisconsin -13.5, Quinnipiac -4.5, +628.
Here we go. I'm waiting on Hasty's play so I can put my little baby blowout play. That's what we tailgate with some people at the Aqueduct. Perfect.
All right, perfect.
Yep.
So we got Wisconsin 13.5, Quinnipiac 4.5, and Maryland 5, +628 for the fave.
I didn't even look at today. Oh yeah, Sam Houston shit the bed. Oh yeah, Rutgers shit the bed.
Yeah,
Marshall barely came through. That was. Oof.
I'm out on Rutgers.
Yeah.
I am out.
You think UCLA gets them on Monday at the rack?
Probably. I don't know. They don't play. Rutgers doesn't play defense.
I know, and I think
the second I don't back them is when they fucking win a goddamn game.
Yeah, I also think UCLA. I think that's the spot for UCLA because they're gonna stay out there over the weekend, have nothing to do but play ball. Come up with the game plan. UCLA is going to be able to. Mick Cronin always does good with defensive adjustments. I think they're going to be able to key on Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper, and then they're going to force the other people that
Acuff.
Yeah,
Acuff and Davis.
They're going to force them to beat them, and I don't think they're going to be able to beat them. But we'll see. We'll see. It could all change depending on how that game goes tomorrow.
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you, Hasty. Rutgers cost me, man. It feels like the rack lost to Powers. Like they just hasn't been great this year for them at all. I mean,
it's like
real teams.
Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper are the monsters. They sucked all the Powers into just those two.
Yeah, they sacrificed defense for offense this year.
they lost it all.
Yeah. Yep, and it's not like Purdue shot the lights out too. They put up 68 points. So I mean, it's not like it was like an 82-65 loss or something. But yeah, again, Merrimack triple lock for us. Mercier's +2.5, Fairfield +1.5, Wagner under 54.5, UCLA Maryland under 139, and Wisconsin 13.5 for me.
Let's do it.
Perfect. Thanks for joining, guys. Hasty, Denser, Faves, Wisconsin 13.5, Quinnipiac, and Maryland tomorrow. Those are the faves. So Hasty, Denser, Lane, Crutch, Coach was in here.
Colby.
Who else? Clark was in here.
Huff, of course.
Huff Daddy, yes. Huff Chalker was in here. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. We will see you tomorrow for the mega slate. Before we get out of here, how many games are there on Saturday? Only 148, so fewer games than last week. So
only 148.
Yeah.
What was it
Only
last week?
150.
150. Yeah.
Yep.
Golly. 148.
Yep. So
Ooh.
grab your beers, get your diaper changing station ready for tomorrow night.
Shit,
it's gonna be a long slate.
You need to put your baby down, your baby girl down, like right when the pod starts. So just let her sleep on your chest and just.
Yep, grind it away. Yep, it's gonna be a good slate. All three of us will be here. We might have an extra person in. We might. We're gonna see, but regardless, we will be back tomorrow. So appreciate you guys. We'll catch you tomorrow. Toodles.